Okay, today I'm going to show you how to start your own box truck business. Um, I have about 21 steps to do this, so you know, turn off the distractions, the phone, and everything, and I'm going to go through all these steps so that way you can get your box truck business going. Um, One thing I want to say before we start is if you can drive for somebody or another carrier, maybe that would be a good idea so that way you can see if this is for you. There's nothing really easy about being on the road driving a box truck because you're living on the road. You're driving 11 hours a day. You're living out of a suitcase. Every night you're in a different hotel in a different state. There's always weather and there's traffic you have to deal with. There's a lot of variables, so it's not one of the easiest things to do. Um, if you're looking to put a driver in there, that's fine. Drivers are hard to find, good drivers. So if you're gonna do that, make sure you find a good driver. Make sure you take care of them because if they leave, it's gonna be hard to find good drivers. Like I said, it's not the most glorious job to have. There's a lot of being away from home. The people are drivers are usually home away from home maybe 2 or 3 weeks at a time, some even longer. So if you can get that firsthand experience, that would be good. I mean, it's not necessary. I know a lot of people are go-getters and they know what they want. So they want to start a box truck business. So I'm going to go ahead and show them how to do it now. Um, the very first thing that I recommend is looking for a commercial insurance quotes. Usually people will tell you, hey, get a truck first and this and that. No, um, I say get the insurance first because, I've seen people quoted 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 a year for commercial insurance. Okay. There's a lot of variables with that too, where you park it at night. And one of the biggest things is your driving record. So I imagine that's why people, get these high quotes. And you want to do that first because you don't want to buy a truck. You spend 40, 50 grand on a truck and then you can't insure it because they want $50,000, $40,000 a year to insure that truck. So this is the first thing I recommend you do is get commercial insurance. Progressive is like the leader in this. There's three by Berkshire Hathaway. Um, there's thousands and thousands of insurance brokers, but they all mostly buy from Progressive. So if I were you, I would maybe talk to 3 or 4 different brokers and have them shop around and get the best rate for you. I personally, when I started, I paid, I think it was 1,800, close to $1,900 a month for commercial insurance for one truck, and my down payment was like about $3,800, which is manageable because like I said, I've seen people with 20, 30,000 dollars down payment for them leaving it started. So this is the first thing you want to do is get commercial insurance for trucks. And like I said, Progressive and 3 by Berkshires are the leaders in this. So once you have a quote, I'm going to show you how to get a quote without a truck. So what you do is you go to Google and you just Google box truck, used box trucks for sale. This is what I found. It's called commercial truck driver. These are the trucks you're going to need, 26 footer, at least 24 footer, but these are non-CDL trucks. And if you look at these used sites, you're going to see there's going to be uh, a VIN number somewhere. You just have to look for it. Okay, so here's the VIN number. So this is this truck right here is $30,000, 33 with 309 miles, and it's old. It's 2007. I think it's a little bit too much for me, but right now the market's so saturated that the prices are ridiculous. But you give this to your broker, not to your yeah, to your insurance broker, and he's going to give you a quote for this truck. Okay, this is when you don't have a truck. If you have a truck, then you can give them your own, and then if not, give them one from a used one that you think you're going to get close to buying. I mean, there's so many of them that you can buy. It doesn't have to be this one necessarily. And he's going to give you a quote, and then when you get your real truck, then you give them that VIN number, and then the quote is going to change. Okay. So this is how you get it without a truck. I think it's important to always get your insurance first, because if you get some ridiculous price and you can't insure your truck, then why buy a truck if you can't even insure it? So, and some people literally can't insure it. They're not allowed to insure it, and nobody will insure them because of their driving record. All right, the next thing to do is look for a truck. Excuse me. The rental business, there's Ryder, there's Penske, there's Budget, and then there's Enterprise. You can rent these trucks. They're kind of expensive now. You can get them from $450 to about close to $700 a week plus mileage, which can range from 12 cents a mile all the way up to 23 cents a mile. You can still make money with a rental, but if you plan on putting a driver in there, the profits are slim. So if you want to drive it yourself, a rental is the way to go. Now they're putting how you say they're putting limits on the mileage. Some companies, I don't know about Ryder, but I know Budget and Ryder, they're putting 1,500 miles a week limit. Usually when you go over the road, you're going to drive at least 3,000. But there's some, if you look around in other states, some of them still have unlimited miles. So if you're going to go the rental route, that's what you want to do. And if you're going to buy your truck outright, Ryder sells used trucks. Penske sells used trucks. They're usually decent, well-maintained fleet trucks. I mean, they cost a little bit of money, but, if you want to go that route, might as well buy it from someone that's reputable in the business, like Penske or Ryder. Budget, Enterprise, they sell used trucks too. After so many miles, they sell their own trucks. You can buy them on the, at a dealership. It's probably going to be expensive. You don't know what you're going to get because they don't know what they got. They just buy these trucks and they sell them for a ridiculous price. So if you're going to buy a truck, then buy it from a reputable place, somewhere where they regularly maintain them. And for me, Penske has been okay. It's been good with that. Their trucks, they usually sell them around 200,000 miles, and they're usually well maintained. Excuse me. All right. So when you get your truck, the next thing you're going to need is to have these trucks DOT inspected. If you buy them from a dealership or Penske or Ryder or something, they're usually going to be included with the truck. You have to get a DOT inspection every year. It's like $100 to $130, depending on what mechanic you do. And what they do is they go around the truck and they inspect certain points, the tires, the joints, and all kinds of stuff. And you have to have this every year. So when you buy your truck, you got to have a DOT inspection. That's important. Don't get caught without it. Now, once you have your truck, you're going to need a business address. This is the best way. The thing about having a box truck business is the overhead is so low. What I've done is I'm not sure I found it on Craigslist. I might have. I rent an office, and it's 110. It's a dollar per square feet, and the office I have is 111 square feet. Okay, so I pay $110 a month for an office. There's no windows in the office, but it's an office. It comes with an address, and the guy is just the best. It's like a building, a one-story building with like 30, 40 offices. And, he has them in different sizes. He has them in 200 square feet, $200, 300 square feet, $300. The one I have right now is, it's about a little over 100 square feet, and I pay $100 a month, $110 a month, and that's all I pay. And I found them years ago. I think I went on Craigslist looking for office. So if you want to find an office, Um, all you have to do is go to Craigslist and you'll see offices. A lot of these say zero, but I don't know why. But you can get cheap offices. This is $395. I mean, it's cheap for an office. It's a 200 square feet, but for a business overhead, that's cheap. This stuff comes with light. It comes with heat. A lot of them come with Wi-Fi. If you want to find something cheaper, what I recommend you do is, you instead of getting something in a major city, go on, look in the suburbs, around these major cities, maybe some rural areas, and you'll find them as low as $1 a square foot, because that's exactly what I pay, and I've been paying that for years. This one here is $285 a month with utilities included, and a lot of these have meeting rooms or whatever. The office I have is something like this. It's not big. It's 100 square feet, and I could fit. I have three desks in there, and a file cabinet and other stuff. And when I need more space, when I bring in like another dispatcher or something, I just rent another office in the same building. Or when something becomes available, like a 200 footer, I just I have the guy, he gives me first dibs on them. I could just move into that one and just pay $200. You got to have a business address, okay? You don't want people showing up at your house. When you go for a business account, they look for a business address, okay? They go to, even with the insurance, they're going to look for a business address. They go straight to your house. They'll look you up on Google Maps. So you need a business address for your almost for everything. Penske, when they rent trucks, they want a business address to be in business for a year, and it can't be a residential address. So, you know, it's a small overhead, and you can I say you can write these off. Just send the lease to your and the receipts to your accountant, and you can write this stuff off. And it's cheap. I mean, $200. Remember, trucking is pretty much logistics. It's the office and a truck. Okay, the truck's always going to be on the road, and the office is where you run it. So you can actually run a business, trucking business, out of a little office. All right. The next thing you're going to need is to get a phone number. All right. You need a business number. You don't want brokers and businesses calling you at your house phone, because you're at home, you're having dinner, and you say hello. What's going on? You need a number that it's strictly for business, um, and that they're gonna you know you can answer it a certain way. Let's say ABCD, company. How may I help you? What I use for this, if you Google business numbers, um, you'll find a lot of them. The one I like is Ring Central. You can get a toll-free number. I mean, it's not necessary, um, but it helps. Toll-free numbers are cheap. I think they're like $30 a month or something. Uh, you can get a phone number with call waiting, with just a whole bunch of stuff, and it's pretty cheap. This is the cheapest one is $19.99, up to 20 users, business toll-free numbers. You can do almost anything with this stuff, and you need it. You need a business. If you want people to take your business seriously, you have to act professional. You have to act like a business. Okay, you can't be laying on the couch answering the phone and expect people to take you seriously. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna need a business number. I use Business Central. What I'll do is, when I'm done with this video, I'll put all the links to these websites, because you're gonna need to go to some government websites too. And then when I get a chance, I'm gonna do like a course with step by step how to do every step. So that way, because it's not, some of these steps are not easy. The phone number is easy, but I'm gonna do it. Then my subscribers, I offer to my subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe, and I'll let you know. Some of this stuff I've already have a video for, so uh, I'll add it to these in the description. Um, Once you have your office, one of the most important things is to get your business name. Okay, this is a domain registrar. It's called namecheap.com, and this, if the .com is available, the LLC is going to be available pretty much, because everybody buys the .coms even if they don't use it, so they can try to sell it to you. So when you come up with a name, and this is very, very important, you know what I'm saying? This is very important. You have to come up with something that's short and brandable, something that's easy to remember. If you go with something that's long and ridiculous, you know, these brokers are not going to take you serious. They'll give you freight. They'll give you freight, but they're going to try to shortchange you. They're probably thinking, oh, this guy's running this out of his basement. I'm going to give him $1.10, $1.30, take it or leave it. If you want to, like I said, if you want people to take your business seriously, you have to act like a business. So when it comes to the name, you can use transport. You can put trans, express, trucking. Um, you can use, you can use those behind it. Let's see if we can come up with something. Let's say blue sky express.com. It's short, it's easy to remember. This is probably taken because, like I said, a lot of these domains are taken. And if they're available, there's going to be a good chance it's available, in the when you go to file your LLC. Um, it's not taken, but it's easy to remember. I just want to give you an example. I know people that made some long names, like you know, just some ridiculous names, that's just so long and sounds so ridiculous. They'll say like, "This is my life, not yours," LLC. Just something stupid. You know what I'm saying? It has to be short. It has to be brandable. You know what I'm saying? It just can't be whatever you feel. You're free to do whatever you want. But if you want, I'm trying to set you up for success. I mean, you have to do something that's brandable, something that's short. If you can do some 2 words, man, that would just be perfect. But if you can't, you know, it's gonna be hard. People are not gonna take you serious. So you want to use your name, you can use your name. Uh, let's say your name is Mike Thompson Trucking. Okay, so let's say your name is Mike Thompson. You know, it's okay. It's 3 words, but it's kind of long. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna do something like that, use your initials, MT Trucking, which is short for Mike Johnson. Mike Thompson Trucking. As you can see, they're selling it. People buy these domains so they can resell them to you for thousands of dollars. So nobody's necessarily using it, but let's say your middle name. You say Mike Anderson Thompson, and then Trucking. Like they're still gone. I mean, these names. Let's say Express. Well, Matt is a word, so let's say your middle name is Oscar. Ma, Ma Express or something. You just want to have it short. Like JB Hunt. I forgot the name. JB Hunt stands for something ridiculous. The name. He took his name, uh, shortened it to JB Hunt, and it's a billion dollar business. Same with what was it, ER English, or I don't know, but you want to make it short and memorable. Let's say Blue Rock Express available, but they're reselling. Domain's already like $10 a month. Don't pay more than $10 a month for this stuff. It's only $10 a month, not even that, like $9. Let's say Blue River Express. Okay, so Blue River Express it's available. You don't have to use it. I'm just giving you an example, something that's easy to remember. If you put something like I love all my children LLC, or just something long and something made up, then you know it's going to be hard to for anybody to take you serious. So you want it short and brandable. It's only $9 a month or a year, and you have to renew them every year. Um, so BlueRiverExpress.com. If we can shorten this some more, let's say BlueRiverTrans.com, also available. uh, Blue River Transport.com available. What are other trucking things? Trucking, Blue River Trucking available. So you want something that's easy to remember, okay? Now, this.com, you're going to need it for your website, and you're also going to need it for your email. You're going to need this is which is the next step is get a professional email. You can get it here too, and you're going to need this. So let's say your business is called Blue River Trucking LLC, and you have the bluerivertrucking.com domain. You're going to need a professional email. And a lot of people don't do this. They go with Gmail or Yahoo. That's another, you know, it's also how you say a telltale that you're not, it's not a professional business email. So you want, let's say, Alex at bluerivertrucking.com. Let's say Denise at bluerivertrucking.com. You want to email with your domain in the end. You don't want to use Yahoo, uh, Gmail, or AOL, or none of that stuff. You want to use a professional email, and they sell it here too. Uh, it's called email, and it's cheap. I mean, it's real cheap. I mean, they're not too hard to set up. Maybe in the future, here soon, I'll set up a video how to set up these emails. Um, one mailbox email is about, it says $11 a year here. 3 mailboxes, um, $29 a year. That's pretty cheap. Each mailbox, let's say you have one for yourself. You're the president. Let's say you say Alex at Blue Truck, mytruckingcompany.com. And you have a secretary named Alice at my, truckingcompany.com. Or, you have a dispatcher, it could be dispatch at mytruckingcompany.com. So you're going to need professional emails after you get the email. All right. So the next step is creating an LLC. Now, I'm in Ohio. I have a video. I've done this to show you how to do this yourself. There's businesses like LegalZoom and others that will charge you like $500 to do this. You can do this for free. It only takes like 5 minutes, man. I swear, it only takes like 5 minutes. And I'll link the video that I did for this, so you can go step by step, so you can create your LLC. So by the time you got your domain for your business name, you should be able to use it for your LLC. Okay, like I said, I'm going to link the video below to this one. This is for Ohio, but you're going to go to your state, Secretary of State. Let me see. Where is it? What is it? Let's say Alabama. Secretary of State. So you're going to go to your Secretary of State site, and LLCs. Let's say here. Domestic violence. It varies the fees. In Ohio, I paid, I think it was $99, and I got it the next day. So every Secretary of State website has a place where you can file all these. You just have to look for it. Like I said, I have a video. You can look at mine to find it. I think this is information. LLC registration. Add that to it, and you should be able. It's around here. I'm not going to look for it, but it's in your Secretary of State site. Like I said, there's a video. The video is already long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this. So this is going to be the next step, is to get your LLC, and I'll link the video below, so step by step how to do this. The next thing you're going to do is get an EIN number from the IRS. I have a video. I haven't uploaded yet how to do this. People will charge you when you go look for EIN on Google. A lot of garbage is gonna sign. It's gonna pop up. You know, they're gonna charge $99, $100 to get you your business EIN. But this is free. You can do this for free. It only takes like 5 minutes. So I have a video. When I get a chance, I'm gonna upload it step by step so you can do this for yourself for free instead of paying $100 for something that you can do for free. Um, to find this website, go to irs.gov. It has to be a .gov, not a .com or .net or .org. It has to be a .gov, so that way you know you're getting it straight from the IRS. Because the people that charge for this, they're going to come right to this website and they're going to do what you can do in 5 minutes. Okay, so here's where you apply. You scroll down, apply for an EIN online, and then it's gonna give you some information, tell you have to be truthful, and apply online now. Okay, this is inconvenience, so something going on. It's late. It's almost midnight here, so by the time you get there, it'll be on. But this is how you do it. Make sure it's irs.gov. Don't let anybody scam you out of your money. This you can do by yourself, and you can do it for free. And then I'll link the video when I get it up to show you exactly how to do this. All right, the next step is a business bank account. So with the business number that you bought already, the business address that you got, because you're going to need a business address. You cannot open a business a business account with your home address. Some banks might let you, but they give you a hard time. If you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna be a business, you got to act like a business. Once you get your office, it costs you $100, $200, maybe 300 at the most a month, which is low on the overhead. Use that address for everything for your business. Okay. Look for a business account. Most of them are going to have you come in to their office, your local office, to sign up for their stuff because they want to, sell you all this stuff. So when you get a business account, get a checking account, maybe two checking account. You have one checking account for different stuff, and then get a savings account. So get yourself two checkings account with the same bank and one savings account. Okay. You want one account, you can separate expenses, one savings to save money. You could put like 30% of the profits into the savings. You want to account for your expenses where you want to keep money. You got maintenance expenses. You have sometimes your engines blow up and you have to pay $12,000-$13,000 or transmission. So you want to have these accounts separate so you can put money in, some of your profits in each account. So if your car breaks down, you have an account already with money for repairs. You have a savings account for the business, all the profits. And when you're ready to buy another truck, you just add, whatever your profits, take 10, 20, 30%, put it in that account. And then when you have ready to get a truck, you'll have your money there. So you need a business account. And to get a business account, you're going to need a business address. You can use any phone number, but I would use the business number that you should be having, because like I said, you're a business now. Okay, so the next step, after you've gotten all this out the way, you're going to go file for your MC number and your USDOT. All right, this is a federal entity. This is a license for you to go out of state. Without these numbers, you cannot move freight out of your state. Okay, this process is a little bit harder. It's a little bit longer. I'm going to make a video here soon, and then I'll link it to the bottom, or just subscribe so when I put it up, you know what to do. This is a MC number, DOT number. This is what tracks everything. If you want to leave the state, you got to have one of these. This is a heavily regulated industry, the trucking industry, so you have to do this. And the fee for this is going to be $300, one-time fee. And for those numbers to go active, you're going to have insurance that's active. Okay. So if you have your truck and you have, your insurance already, then this takes 21 days to go. In 21 days, it'll go active. But if you want to save money, what you can do is, if you have your truck, you can file for your DOT or MC number, and then maybe have your insurance go live after like 2 weeks, because it usually takes 3 weeks for this to go through. That way you're not paying for something you can't use, but you're definitely going to need a US DOT and an MC number. Those are the numbers you usually see on trucks when you see them on the road. So after you do that, you're gonna need a BOC3. Okay, so go to Google and Google BOC3 processing agent. I'll put a link to the bottom. This is simply, it's just like a registered agent for your LLC, but this is different and this is cheaper. This is like $25, maybe to $35, $65. People charge different stuff for this stuff, and all it is it's somebody that can take mail on your behalf. Okay, in all 50 states. So let's say I'm in Ohio, my business is in Ohio. If somebody, let's say I hit a tree or something, or something, and I didn't even notice on the road, and somebody sues me, this is how they get a hold of you. These people, they accept mail on your behalf, and then they forward it to you. That's all it is. They forward it to you. This is $25 for this one. Like I said, it varies. It could be up to 65. You put your DOT number, your name, phone number, email address. I mean, it's real simple, but all this is almost like a mail forwarding, just like your registered agent for your LLC, where they can receive mail, in case, you get sued, certified mail. This is the same thing. Let's say you get sued in Texas, Kentucky, New York City, New Mexico. This company will be able to forward that lawsuit to you, and you have to have this. If not, you'll lose your privileges, your MC number. All right, so after that, you're going to need a UCR registration. UCR registration is just to register your trucks. Okay, this is just like, for me personally, this is just a way to collect more money. If you have 0 to 2 trucks, there's a $59 a year charge to register this. This is pretty simple. What it does is pulls the information off of your MC application, and you're just verifying it, and then you send them $59. 3 to 4 trucks, I think it's like $89 or something. The more trucks you have, the more you have to pay. This has to be done every year. When you file your MC number, they're going to send you a link to this page. It's called ucr.gov. And what you do is you put your DOT number here, and it's going to take you to a couple pages just to verify the information on your that you put on your MC application. And they're going to take you to a checkout page, and they're going to take some money from you. You have to do this every year. I mean, it's just a way for them to get money. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's no way around it. So it's, like I said, it's $59 for 0 to 2 trucks, and 3 to 4 trucks is a different price. 4 to 5 trucks, it's just another way. It's a simple process. It's pretty straightforward. But I have a video I'll upload for this just to walk you through it. This has to be done after you get your BOC3 and your file for your MC. When you file for your MC, you should get a DOT number within 24 hours, and then you can put that here, and then you can just go forward with that, agree and submit. All right, so the next thing you're going to need is the factoring company, trucking factoring company. Factoring is a way for you to get paid. Okay, most brokers, they book a load, and they take up to 45 days to pay. The shipper pays them in about 45 days. So the broker in turn pays you in 45 days. So a factoring company is pretty much, they, for a little percentage, most of them like 2.5% to 3%, they'll forward you your money in a day or two, and then they'll wait the 45 days for your broker to pay them. Okay, so you Google truck factoring company, and a lot of them will show up. I mean, some of the big ones are Triumph, OTR Capital, and RTS Financial. But you have to have this if you want to get paid. I mean, you don't want to wait 45 days, drop off a load in Kansas, and then wait 45 days to get paid for that load, because you're going to be running again. You're going to need fuel. You're going to need hotels. You're going to need a lot of things, even for maintenance. So you have to get a factoring company, and a lot of them have like a 1 year contract. Some of them don't, but the big ones do. And you just sign up, and it's like 3%. You know, it's like the average. They take 3% of the pay. They'll pay you within 24 to 48 hours, and then they'll wait for the broker to pay them, 30, 45 days later. That's what a factoring company is. So take your time looking for this. I'll make a video when I get a chance on how to sort through them all and find a good one. All right, so after you get your factoring company, the next one you're going to need is a trucking ELD. It's an electric logging device. All right, so when you drive, you can only drive 11 hours a day, and then you have to take a mandatory 10-hour break. That means you can't be driving the truck. You can't be on duty or none of that. You can do it with paper. People still use paper, but it can be a pain in the butt. A lot of people, prefer paper over electronic, like old school people, but that's them. I prefer to have ELD. I just click a button, stop, start, restart. You're going to have to learn how to use these, and I'll do that when I get a chance. But I use Keep Trucking. There's other ones out there. There's other ELDs out there. This is the one I use, and it's just it logs all your driving hours. Okay, so you got to have this because this is the law. It doesn't have to be electronic. It could be paper log. And when you're on the road, even if you have this, you have to have like 8 days of paper logs uh, in the truck just in case this goes out. But you're going to need an ELD. And the next thing that you're going to need is a toll prepay. This one's called Prepass. They have one called Prepass Elite. It's a big. This is what you pay tolls with. When you go state to state, you have to stop. You have to get your cash out your pocket, and you have to pay. That's not feasible for a truck because, for one, it's going to slow you down, and the trucking tolls are way more expensive than a regular car. You're not going to be walking around with $500,000-$600,000 in cash just to pay tolls. So this is good to have because you can just drive right through the tolls, and it'll take it right out of the account on your prepay pass, and you're good to go. You don't have to stop like everybody else. This is something, it's not necessary unless you want to pay cash every time you go to a toll, which trust me, you're not going to want to do that. But this is a good way to go. Pre-pass. It's easy pass, so you can drive past the toll, and it works in a lot of states. Not all states have tolls. Some states have real bad tolls. They want to take the money, but you definitely need one of these. Works in 23 states. All right. So the next thing you're going to need, and this is important. I mean, this is probably, aside from the ELD, the most important thing you need here. This is called a trucker's GPS. This is the one I use. I pay like $400. This is on sale now for $370. It's called a Garmin Diesel OTR 700. So make sure you look for this one. I'm going to put a link in the description of this. This thing is like my best investment. The one I have is a 7-inch. I have this one exactly. It's the best GPS. There's other ones like Rand McNally and other ones, but this is the best one in my opinion. I put it on the thing, and I use this only. You can put your dimensions of your truck, 26 footer. You put the height, you put the length, and the weight, and this is going to take you to the streets that truckers take. You know what I'm saying? They're going to take you to streets where the bridges aren't low, man. If you look on YouTube and you look in these box truck groups, you're going to see people with the roof ripped off of their box truck or their semis, and that's because they went under a bridge that was too low for them. If you follow Google Maps is good, but it's made for cars. If you follow that, you're going to lose your roof. You need one of these. If you have drivers driving for your company, get them one of these. $400 is nothing compared to losing your truck because you got, your roof got ripped off a low bridge. Gotta have this. You gotta have this. And plus, it helps you find hotels for your driver up ahead. And when it's time, it saves you time and money because you're not overpassing. It shows you a picture of what the exit looks like. That's what I love about this too. It shows you a picture of what to look for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these roads, they split into 2 or 3 different exits, and it's going to show you exactly which one you have to take. And then there's other option. It tells you the elevation. When you're on the mountains, it'll tell you truck stops that are coming up or hotels that are truck friendly coming up. So when your time is coming close, you have an hour left to drive. You look up what's ahead, what city's ahead, and it's going to show you if there's hotels there for you. If there's truck stops, it's going to tell you where there's gas. This is like the best thing ever, man. You got to invest in this. Don't send a driver out without one of these because you're going to regret it. Okay, and then after this, after you have all that, you're going to need a load board to find loads for. Okay, there's lots of load boards out there, and there's some that are, a lot of carriers, logistics company have their own. But starting out, you're going to want to get on one of these. This one's called DAT, DAT, and you're going to need one of these. These prices vary. Let me see if I can find it. For carriers, load board. You need a load board. This is where brokers, they get the loads from the shippers and they post them on here, and then you're going to have you're going to be able to bid for this stuff. The one I have is DAT Power. It's a bit more expensive. It's I think it's $170 a month because it has more tools. But you don't really need that. Let me see if I can. You can get the Trucker's Edge. A Trucker's Edge, which is, wow, I guess it went up 75. What was it, 39? Wow, it went up because that power went up to 170. So they changed the prices. It's no longer, I don't think, 39. This is $75 a month. And what it does, it just shows you available cargo, in different cities, different state that you can book to, to make money. I have another video of how to do this, and I'll make one more in depth, so that way, you know how to use this. But this is what you're gonna need to find loads. You're gonna go on the board and you're gonna look for them. The one I have is the DAT Power. It's $170 a month. Has more tools. DAT Professional, Trucker's Edge is good. It's the same loads as the DAT Power, but like I said, this one has more tools. If you're just starting out, I would go with the $75, the low end one, and then they have a 30-day trial. So ask for the 30-day free trial, so that way you can get used to the boards. You can do this before you even get your truck. As soon as you get your DOT number, go ahead and sign up for this. Do the 30-day trial and learn how to use the boards. Okay, so you're gonna definitely need the DAT board. And after that, it's time to hit the road. It's time to hit the road. And to hit the road, you're gonna need an active authority and DOT number. You're gonna need a carrier packet to book the loads. So when you're booking loads from here, from DAT, you're gonna need a carrier packet. Each broker's gonna say, hey, send me your carrier packet. And in that carrier packet, there's gonna have to be proof of MC, your MC number that you have, the certificate they give you. You can just, they'll send it to you in your email in a PDF. You can send that. And then you're gonna need a W-9. A W-9 is like a 1099, but since you're a business now, you're gonna send it in as your your LLC, and then you're gonna use your EIN because you're a business. You're not a sole proprietor. You don't have to use a social security number. So you're gonna need a W-9, proof of MC, even though they're gonna look for your MC number, and then you're gonna need a certificate of insurance. That's proof of insurance. Nobody's going to give you a load unless you have insurance, and the insurance has to be at least 1 million liability, and it has to be at least 100,000 cargo. So remember those numbers. The FMC, the MC number to go active, it only has to be $750,000, which is okay. But if you want to book loads, no broker is going to give you a load unless you have, yeah, nothing less than $1 million. So you're going to need $1 million liability, 100,000 in cargo. You're gonna need, all right. So you're gonna need your proof of MC, W-9, which is your 1099 form, and you're gonna need a certificate insurance. It's just 3 pieces of paper, and you put this in a folder on your computer. And then when you guys work out a rate to haul the load, he's gonna ask you for the carrier packet. You send it to him. After you do it for the first time, you won't have to do it no more because they'll have it on file for themselves. But you're gonna need this for every new broker you work with. Okay. So I'm going to go through the steps one more time, and then I'm going to let you go. The step 1 is get insurance quotes. Get them first to see if you can afford to insure a truck. Step 2, find a truck. Find a truck that you can buy, rent, or lease. Step 3, make sure that truck passes the DOT inspection. It's every year. It has to pass every year. Step 4, find a business address, such as an office. It doesn't have to be a building. It could be a little $100, $200 office where you can run, book your loads and do all your logistics works in. Step 5, you're going to need a company number, which is, a number you use for your business only. Step 6, you're going to come up with a brandable name for your business, something that's easy to remember and something, that's easy to type, easy to read. Don't get carried away with, wishing on a rainbow LLC or something, that's just made up. Make it short as possible. People, trucking companies or any business, it has to be short. So this is going to take you some time. So once you come up with a short brandable name, make sure you buy the .com for it, the domain for your name. And then with that, you're going to get your professional email, business email, which is step 8. Get your business email, which will be your name. Let's say your first name, Alex, at yourbusinesscompany.com instead of a Yahoo or whatever. Step 9 is you're going to get your LLC with that name. Step 10, you're going to get an EIN, which is your business social security number, so to speak. Step 11, you're going to open a business account for your business. Try to open at least 2 check-ins, at least 1 savings, so you can separate different expenses. Step 12 is apply for your US.MC number. Can't leave the state without it. Step 13 is file your BOC3, which is a processing agent for your company. Step 14 is register your UCR. You have to pay us $59 so you can register your trucks. 15, you're going to find a factoring company to get you paid ahead of time so you don't have to wait 45 days for payment from a broker. You're going to get an ELD. You have to do an ELD, whether you do a paper log or electronically. You have to do it. It's the law. And you're going to get an easy pass to pay for the toll so you don't have to stop every time you have to pay a toll and you don't mess with cash. You just drive right through and it'll pay automatically. It'll give you a little device that you put on your windshield. And then after that, get your truck GPS. I see a lot of people skip this. They use free apps like Hammer or there's a couple others, but those things, they're delayed. Some of them, they conflict with each other. The best, get yourself a real GPS, a real trucker's GPS. It's going to be, for me, it's the Garmin Diesel, the OTR 700. This is going to help you or your driver avoid low bridges. It's going to help you avoid small streets, one ways. I mean, there's some cities like up east in New York where truckers can only go a certain way because there's no way to get out of there. So if you follow Google, there's bridges, parkways that are like 11 feet tall. You're doing 60 miles an hour. You're not paying attention. You're looking at Google. You're going to lose the roof of your truck. So you have to get a good GPS. A lot of people skip this. They go with the cheap, the free truckers apps or whatever, and then next thing you know, they lose their roof. One of their drivers wasn't paying attention, and just the roof of the box is destroyed. So it cost them thousands and thousands of dollars. And so after that, you're gonna need your load board, like such as that or truck stop. There's others, but you can start with that. That's like the most popular one, and then you're gonna find box truck loads. And then after that, make sure you have your authority before you go on the road. And then you're gonna need your carrier packet. Like I said, it's proof of MC, uh, a W-9 in your company's name already pre-made, already, and a certificate of insurance to prove you're insured to carry freight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put every single one of these steps in the description, and then you can come back after you do one, come back and do the other. I'm going to put the websites of the government websites and everything, so you can so it'd be easy to find everything in there. And then there's going to be some videos that I have on how to fill this process out. And I still have to make more videos, especially the MC one, because it's a long process. It's going to take you about an hour. And just come back and then, subscribe. And then you'll know when I put them up. And then I'll walk you through the process, because some of this stuff is not going to be easy. It's easy, but it's not easy. Okay. So make sure you subscribe, and make sure you check the description, and then just go in order, and then come back later, do the second step, third step, all the way to the 21st step. All right. Talk to you later.